Y'all's obsession with trying to hold men accountable is going to land a lot of you in ditches and landfills. Okay, so I am scrolling on Instagram and I see a story in which a young woman got pregnant by her friend with benefits or whoever. She tells him that she is pregnant, the father of the child, that she is pregnant, and he, of course, says, "Go get rid of it. I don't want you, and I don't want that baby." She tells him no, she refuses and continues her pregnancy. So even though this man has already told her, go get that thing done, I don't want you, and I don't want that baby, this woman is still having a sexual relationship with him. They are still having unprotected sexual contact. Even though, like I said, he already told her, I don't want you and I don't want that baby. Go get it handled. So he gets a bright idea. He goes to purchase termination pills from someone on his college campus, and during one of their little unprotected sessions, he inserts them into his future, not future BM. She, of course, miscarries and she calls the police, and he is now going to be charged. I'm not sure with what, but so I go through the comments. In the comments, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of women hollering about accountability. Do y'all not yet understand that we live in a patriarchal society in which men literally get away with murder every single day? I saw so many comments saying, oh, well, if he doesn't want a baby, he shouldn't have been having sex with her. Ladies, do y'all understand that if you're giving it up, they're going to take it? Like, what's not clicking yet? The fact that there are so many of you who are focused on holding men accountable instead of making better decisions for yourself is really mind-boggling to me. The obsession that both men and women have with accountability. Y'all can't even hold these men accountable for a text back, but you swear you're gonna have them on the hook for a whole human being. Like, stop it.
Hey y'all, I'm the Sovereign Woman. Welcome back to my channel. Shout out to Kat. I have featured her in many videos before, and I probably always will because she's always speaking facts. Now, we've had this conversation before in the past, but every time I have these types of conversations, I always end up getting a few thousand more subscribers. So we're going to revisit this topic again, and we're probably going to revisit it as I grow my channel more and more. So just a heads up to y'all. Now, I laughed throughout this entire video, and it wasn't because I thought the situation was funny. I laughed at her delivery and the way that she talks and the way that she stares at the camera when she makes her point, and she's just so funny to me. So yeah, I laughed. I almost don't even have any empathy for the woman in the video. And I hate to say that because there's always a part of me that has some empathy, but the bigger part of me as I get older, I'm like, some women just won't get the memo, you know? And all you can do to keep from crying is laugh. Sometimes that's really all you can do. And I want to tell women who may be in this situation or who may be thinking about being in this situation where you might want to have a baby by a man, but you're not really sure how he's going to take it or how he's going to feel about it or whatever. Understand that if a man flat out tells you, get rid of the baby, I don't want the baby, I'm not ready for a kid, or I'm not ready for another kid. It doesn't really matter if he says it to you nicely or in a rude way or anywhere in between. The point is that he doesn't want a baby with you. It doesn't matter if he has a baby with a million other women. It doesn't matter if he doesn't usually care about where he spread his seed and all of a sudden he cares about spreading his seed with you. None of that matters. Okay. He's telling you in particular that he does not want a baby with you. That should be the number one reason why you should go and get the baby terminated. It's really not hard, and I'm sorry to say that it's not hard, because I know that there are a lot of women out there who don't believe in terminations, but I gotta keep it real with you. If you go ahead and have a baby with a man who told you, I don't want to have this baby, you made yourself a single mother, and you will not be able to blame him or anyone else for that matter. Now, if you turn around and blame him, like as she was saying in the comments, there was like maybe even thousands of comments of women talking about accountability because he laid down with her and she didn't have that baby by herself. Like I told y'all before, mama's baby, papa's maybe. That's your baby no matter what. The dad may stick around or he may not. That's what that means. He may decide to be a good father and a good man, or he may choose to run off and do whatever the hell he wants to do. At the end of the day, regardless of what that man chooses, that's your baby. And you made yourself a single mother. Okay? And I am so sorry to put it that way. And I'm going to tell you why you made yourself a single mother in this particular situation. Okay? Because there are women out there who would have unalived, and I mean the K word, to know up front that a man wasn't finna be there for you and that baby. They would have did something about it when they had the chance, girl. Listen, you know how many women would have loved to been in that situation that you're in, where a man is telling you up front, I don't want nothing to do with you and that baby. And she kept sleeping with the man on top of that. Okay? She didn't realize that the only reason why he wanted to keep sleeping with her or being around her, it was so that he could unalive that baby. And he could have unalived her. That goes to show you right there, these men don't care about you. If he's sleeping with you, it's because he's trying to get a nut off. It's not because he cares about you or that he values you or he sees worth in you. You are a warm hole. You are a cum receptacle. That is what you are. That is what you are to most men. That is what we all are to most men, right? And I'm saying, just generally speaking, I'm not, because I don't let men shoot my club up. But I'm just saying, women in general, the way men view women in general, they most of them view us all like that. And then you let him shoot your club up. He told you in so many ways, I am not a good person. I am garbage. I use your body as a receptacle. And now I don't actually want the consequences of that. I use your body for pleasure. I don't want the consequences of that pleasure. So go get rid of it. This man told her in every way from Sunday, I don't like you. I just like your cooch. That's it. That's literally what. And if you are in this situation, the man is telling you the exact same thing. You're dealing with the exact same man, just a different face, maybe a different peen size, maybe a different height. Same man. Okay? That's the same man mentally. So if you're going to get on here and get mad and say I'm victim blaming, that's fine too. Call me a victim blamer. Y'all should know by now. If you're new here, maybe not. But those who have been here for a while, y'all know I don't give a damn about being called a victim blamer. Because I'm actually not blaming the victim. Because you're not a victim. You chose this. And I don't know how many times I can tell y'all that when a man tells you up front, I don't want that baby, what he's really saying is, I actually hope something happens to you. If something has to happen to you in order for me to not take responsibility for that baby, so be it. That's what they're telling you. They don't care. And for those women who are going to get mad and talk about accountability, I'm going to be the first to tell you, you need to take accountability. Y'all are out here trusting men with your bodies, with your health, letting them shoot your club up, letting them use your body, and then they knock you up. You're the one who's going to have all the risk. And then they go off to their new victim, they go off to their homeboys or whatever they're doing. and you're going to be the one stuck. The patriarchy doesn't make men take accountability. That's the part y'all don't understand. The men are not taking accountability. The men won't take accountability. Say it with me. The men are not going to take accountability. So it is up to you. The men are not going to take accountability. I sound like Umar Johnson. I have to repeat myself. What part of this do y'all not get? While you're sitting there screaming about accountability and how these men, knocked you up and you didn't get pregnant by yourself, you gonna be the only one sitting there saying that till you're blue in the face, stuck with those kids or that baby. You. Just you. Nobody but you. Okay? No one but you. Saying it out loud and saying it to each other in comment sections is not going to change your situation. It's not going to improve it. It is not going to change your fate. It will not change your status as a single mother in the eyes of these men. I personally don't think there's anything wrong with being a single mother in that regard, in that context, but I'm saying the men think that. The very men who y'all are out here, the very species who y'all are out here still trying to perform for and be good enough for, they don't look at you like that. They look at you as damaged goods once you have a baby. Your situation will not change. And I'm not saying you should care what men think. I just know a lot of y'all still do. Once you free yourself from caring what men think, I promise you your life is going to open up like the wings of a butterfly coming out of a cocoon. It would just open up in so many ways. Oh my God, I can't even explain in words how freeing it is to stop living for these men. Stop thinking that your whole sole purpose in life is to be married and to have kids. This is not a man's dream. Men don't dream about this. And when they do, it's so that they can have a servant, so they can have a housefrau, a constant dummy, as I like to call, because that's how they see you. The woman who's going to be at home, being a ride or die, holding it all down while he's out doing whatever he wants. Knowing he always has that woman to come back to. That's what they want when they do want to get married. But most of them don't even want to get married. And y'all out here making it a life goal, a dream to be some man's slave. That is diabolical. Do y'all know how many women for how many years fought for us to be free from that? And y'all are fighting like hell to go right back into it, right back into bondage. There are women out here who are actually agreeing with men when they say women shouldn't vote. Y'all are lost in the sauce, some of y'all. It is crazy to me. And what's even crazier is the fact that a man could tell you to your face, I don't want that baby, and you have it anyway. Like, that woman, that man getting rid of that baby, whichever way he got rid of it, it's diabolical. But that woman dodged a bullet and she don't even know. Because that man probably would have unalived her if he had the opportunity to. And he could have. He didn't know whatever he inserted in her was what that was going to do to her and her health. And he didn't give a fuck. That's the thing. He didn't think it through because he didn't care to think it through. Y'all are still sitting out here like, oh, I want to help my family. And I don't believe in abortions. And then you're sitting there talking about on TikTok or YouTube crying, talking about how hard it is to be a single mother when you made yourself that way. And even if a man begged you to have a baby, and even if it was with your husband, I am so sorry to say this. It's too many stories out here where the marriage didn't work out and the woman became a single mother anyway. And even under those circumstances, you're still really doing it to yourself because you're not supposed to trust nothing no man say, especially not when it comes to your health and your life. Your overall joy, your happiness, your dreams. You are never supposed to put that in the hands of a man. And that's the reason why, even if you get married and marry before you carry and do all these things the so-called right way, there's a reason why all y'all most likely end up getting the same results. Why? Because most of these men are the same. That's why y'all are getting the same results. And women will get on social media or get around their friend group or whatever and fight like hell to defend their decisions. Well, I got married first. It don't matter. You're a divorced single mother or a married single mother. You're still in the same boat as a regular single mother. You're no different. Because you got a man living in the house. And don't get me started on the man living in the house. That's the person to most likely unalive you, girl. But anyway, I'm not going off on a tangent. The men are not taking accountability. Stop saying that. I literally want to slap the next woman that I hear say, the men got to take accountability too. And this is not letting them off the hook either. I'm not letting them off the hook. The men let themselves off the hook when they knock you up and walk off. They're letting themselves off. And I'm trying to tell you, before you find yourself in this situation, be smarter than that. You know, the number one way I can guarantee that I'll never be a single mother, a married single mother, or a divorced single mother, the number one way you can guarantee that, don't have any kids. Don't let a man conquer you in that way. I will never give a man a baby under any circumstances. I will never put myself in a situation to be left to raise a kid by myself and then turn around and be blamed by society at large for everything that goes wrong in your life and in that kid's life. Absolutely not. I already know what's down the road for me if I make that choice, and I'm not making that choice, and it's that simple. Now, you take heed, do whatever you do, but this whole accountability nonsense and this, oh, you're victim blaming, I don't give a F, because you're not a victim. You're definitely not a victim if the man told you up front that he don't want that baby and to get rid of it. Well, we're not all kid murderers. We don't all believe in abortion. Okay, then don't believe in the abortion. Be a single mother. At that point, though, you have no right to complain. And quite frankly, society at large is getting tired of hearing y'all complain about how hard it is, because you're doing it to yourself at this point. I would much rather be shunned for not having children as a child-free woman than to be shunned as a single mother. And I'm not saying that I think I'm better than you either. Please don't take it that way. I'm saying if I had to choose, I made my choice. Shun me, call me whatever name you want, call me a baby curterer and whatever. I don't give a F. I'm over here, smortion queen, and I'm over here living my best life and doing my own thing with zero stress. So at the end of the day, that is literally all I care about. Is as long as I ain't got the stress, as long as a man ain't dogging me, as long as I'm not out here financially struggling, call me whatever you want. As long as when I wake up in the morning, all I got to worry about is, do I want tea or coffee? I'm good. Call me whatever name you want. I don't care. I'm happy over here. And all I want is the same for y'all, to be in a position where you are happy with your choice, regardless to what that is. But I'm off my soapbox for now. Leave your comments below, like, share, and let me know what you guys think. I'll catch you guys in the next video.
All together, girls. 1, 2, 3. Fuck these men on the internet. They don't know what they want, but they will see what they can get. Oh, go and waste your one and only precious life while pretending not to have a full receding hairline. So keep your eyes on his hairline and your hand on your drink. For all you know, he is a psychopath. He'll leave you on red, and he won't care if you're dead. And the psychics on TikTok are wrong.